go get them again.
Welcome back to another unboxing first impression on my channel. Today we are delving into the brand of Yves Saint Laurent, and this is from their very popular flanker series of La Nuit. La Nuit was introduced as a flanker of L'Homme, and it was so successful that it had its own subgenre. And this is a lot of bottles. I believe I have the whole collection here now. But today we're unboxing and giving a first impression of La Nuit de l'Homme, Eau Électrique, not Bleu Électrique, which a lot of people bought this one thinking that they bought that one. I remember those days. I think that one, Bleu, replaced this one. This one got discontinued right when Bleu came out. So this is one of the lost flankers of La Nuit, recent flankers out there. It seems like everyone and their mother wanted the blue edition and totally glazed over this one right here, the O edition. So we're gonna see if it's worthy. It has its fans in the community. If I remember correctly, it kind of went in and out of our community as quick as it went in, basically. Yeah, it just didn't really stick. So we're gonna see if it's worthy, in my opinion. I am a fan of La Nuit. Some of its flankers are quite decent. There's not too many, personally, as far as the scent profile goes. There's none here that I feel is absolutely terrible. Now that could be, some people would be like, what are you talking about? There's some pretty bad ones, and some have bad longevity and projection. Longevity and projection does not mean it's a bad scent per se for me personally. If it lacks it, I can wear it for certain occasions and things like that. So it only lasted a few years before discontinuation, which is not a good sign. The bottle looks like the Bleu, so maybe they didn't want, I don't know what their thinking was, honestly. And they haven't done a flanker since then. It's been a while since we've had a La Nuit de l'Homme flanker. Usually YSL does a L'Homme flanker and La Nuit, but the Elixir name is out, so we should pump the brakes. YSL might. But they're really putting their focus in their Privé line. They just changed the bottle presentations of their Privé line, the whole line. Obviously, they're also really putting a lot of effort into the Y lineup, which I don't know why. Obviously, I know why, because it makes money, but I prefer the DNAs of La Nuit and L'Homme, honestly, personally. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Robes White channel. I'm your host, Mark. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, much appreciated. I will do things like this and just delve into a fragrance. This was bought for collection purposes. I knew it was on its way out, and I collect La Nuit and L'Homme series, so it just made sense to get it. So you're going to see older releases on this channel, newer releases. You're going to see samples, things like that. I'm all over the place in regards to my channel. You got women's fragrances, niche, indie, lots. You can see behind me, there's lots, and there's still lots to unbox. There's a lot of unboxings to do. There's tons of sampling. I'm never really going to run out of content. There's no way, no how I could do content for 30 years and I still wouldn't, even if I stopped what I only have in this little room, I'd be okay channel wise in regards to that. Obviously it'd be all outdated stuff, but yeah. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, especially the like button. I really appreciate that. Now let's take a look at the note breakdown and let's see what we get here. Now on the top, we have green apple, lemon, and mandarin. So, okay, so that's fairly bright for La Nuit de l'Homme flanker. Missing the cardamom. Is it in the mid? The mid. Geranium, lavender, sage, orange blossom. So, okay. Lots of florals. No cardamom listed yet. And in the base, we got vanilla, tonka, cashmere wood, cedar, patchouli, and vetiver. So lots of woods, lots of sweetness, but lots of woods as well. It was released back in 2017. Three-Headed Monster does return. I believe all three of them have done most, if not all of these. And Flippo, Dominique Rapillon, Juliette Carago, Zoglu. So pricing not applicable, honestly. It is discontinued, I think, worldwide. So you're gonna have a hard finding this at discounters as well. So it's inflated pricing, Facebook groups, things like that. So your best bet is Facebook groups, used bottles, things like that, and try to find somebody that was a collector or something selling an old bottle. You'll get it for under 100. If you go on eBay, you're probably gonna be spending at least $2, maybe. I'm assuming. I didn't go on eBay yet, but Discontinued fragrances like this are at a premium. Doesn't matter how good or bad the fragrance is. It's from a premium line like this. It will fetch a pretty penny. So let's unbox this. And again, I've never smelt it. Never had the inkling to smell it in store. See you later. So finally, and this one has been, you know, it has, I bought it when I bought Bleu. So that's been a few years. Like I've unboxed Bleu like a long time ago. Bleu Électrique. So Eau Électrique here. Let's see. So smaller bottle for this. Yeah, not very uniform, my La Nuit lineup. So you got the gradient, right? Almost a dark black to a light bluish color at the bottom. Same type of cap, the black cap with the YSL logo. We're going to put on strip first and then we'll put it on skin as per usual. Atomizer, kind of a weak sauce. And let's see what I get. Sweet, synthetic, fresh. Ooh, this is a poor rendition of La Nuit de l'Homme. Ouch. It smells like a bluey. And that's what I thought Bleu was going to be. This might be the worst one of the bunch. Okay, so the green apple's there, but it's green apple never. There's only a few times that I really liked green apple when it was hidden in a fragrance. When it's like this, and I think I've said this several times in fragrance reviews, is that when you got green apple up top like this, it reminds me. Oh man, it reminds me of a cheapie. The Rolodex isn't working. Yeah, the freshness and the green apple reminds me of something that's like bargain binish, like $20. Oof, this does not smell like La Nuit. You know, the warmth, the comfort of La Nuit and some of its flankers. Most of its flankers have that warm, comforting. It's missing the cardamom. And, oh, it's got a bubblegummy sweetness. Oh, no, no, no. Now, I do remember some people online saying this is like a mix of the original L'Homme and La Nuit mixed together. No, 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 no. Fresh, sweet. Reminds me of blueies, like pour ones. It is fresh, but very sweet, synthetic, fresh, fruity. A little spicy, but it's nothing new. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's definitely a utility type of fragrance where we've seen this before. This has the name of La Nuit de l'Homme, but I would say it's probably the furthest thing of a La Nuit de l'Homme, personally for me. Yeah, there's a vanillic aspect, but it's very sweet. There is a bubblegummy sweetness in here somewhere that is not very good. Generic, inoffensive, sure, if you're trying to smell like the mid 2010s, right? 2015s, like that. It smells like some of these blueies that never really. I'm trying to think of what I'm thinking about, like a Dunhill Icon Racing meets Versace Eros, sort of. Not as potent as Eros, not as screechy as Eros. Generic. You got that apple, which isn't very good. And honestly, it's left alone, which is not good. You need to hide. You need to hide that apple because it really makes a fragrance really cheap smelling. There's a sweetness there, a bubblegummy sweetness, and a vanillic one. The vanillic one's very standard, like Tonka kind of thing. Again, don't expect something beautiful from the Tonka. No cherry, no almond nuances, no smoothness. You're getting lavender. I am smelling lavender. It smells kind of like a fleecy. Not good. It is a big note in here now. now that it dried down a bit. Maybe that geranium kind of reminds me a little bit of Eros. Geranium can have minty facets. I could see that correlation. I'll have to, you know, have more time with it to actually say that it smells minty, but it's giving me that correlation. But it's a blue fragrance. Sweet lavender. Does not smell like, oh, this is probably the worst. And I could see, I don't know, like on one hand, I'm like, yeah, I could see why they would discontinue this so fast. This does not smell like La Nuit. And maybe the YSL, no, but the YSL, I was going to just say the demographic of the YSL lineup that buys La Nuit or buys YSL designer releases, maybe just didn't want anything like this. But and then you think of how well the Y lineup is doing, and you're kind of like, no. That's the demographic they're going against here is kids, and maybe this is the kids didn't really relate to this. This was maybe more a line that maybe people a little older, people that were a little longer in their fragrance journey, which have a, you know, they want some specific things, would gravitate towards this line, and this is not it. This is poor. And some people like it, of course. This is in that, you know, when it was released in the later stage of that hype, I think, of these kind of fragrances. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, this is probably the worst. I'd have to like there's a lot of these that I haven't smelt in a while. So I'd have to, like, I think the most recent ones I've worn is this one and this one. But, you know, I remember a lot of these are fairly solid, honestly. So at the end of the day, I think this is the worst La Nuit de l'Homme. And it doesn't have any correlation with the original. I smell zero cardamom. And it's not because it's not in the note breakdown. Sometimes things are not in the note breakdown. It does have some spicy facet, something in there, but it's mostly lavender, vanillic, bluey, and again, it's not shower gelish, but it's there. No. So now that you've heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? You can disagree with me. You can say this is a 10, this is a 10, Mark. What are you doing? That's my baby. Or you could say stuff like, oh, this is criminally underrated, right? All these reviewers. Sure. And I'm trying to think, like my Rolodex does. You know, I'm pretty good with the pulse of the fragrance community. I don't remember this thing getting panned big time in the community. I could be wrong. I just felt it got glazed over. Like everybody did their fragrance review with a lot of these lines, like 1 millions and but it's like the trough, right? Everybody does a review on the top sellers for the views, and then crickets. Copy paste. Like it's okay if you find this at a bargain bin, but and again, now at the end of its life cycle, right now you're gonna have to probably pay a pretty penny for this kind of stuff. It's a pass for me, but I can't wait to see the comments. Good, bad, and the ugly. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your La Nuit de l'Homme flanker wisely. And yes, YSL, you know what? Instead of another Y release, I would actually applaud a La Nuit de l'Homme elixir. Do it. Something with the cardamom. I would gladly take something like that than another Y release. So as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one.